Alright guys, how's it going? So, Ex Machina. Ex Machina was a film on my top 10 most anticipated films of 2015. I saw the preview back in kind of like November and was immediately on board. It looks fantastic. Look up the first trailer for Ex Machina if you have not seen it already. Not the second, the first. So, yeah, Ex Machina is the directorial debut from Alex Garland, who's the writer of like a lot of sci-fi films such as like 28 Days Later, Sunshine, Dread. Yeah, those are some pretty heavy hitters. And yeah, no, he's also a sci-fi novelist, so he has a couple books. If you're interested in that, you can look those up. But I really like his like style. It's kind of smart sci-fi. It takes a look at different kind of themes. So, his directorial debut. Ex Machina is the story of Caleb, played by Domhnall Gleeson. He is a coder, a young coder, 26 years old, just kind of a little socially awkward, has some family problems, and he wins a contest to visit a kind of an eccentric scientist, inventor person, Nathan, played by Oscar Isaac, who lives up in Iceland. He lives in kind of the forest of Iceland in a secluded research facility so he can work without any of the outside world knowing. So Caleb wins a week there to test something that Nathan is working on, but nobody knows yet. When Caleb gets there, he learns that Nathan has been working and creating an artificial intelligence. And so the movie proceeds where it is essentially Caleb acting as kind of a Turing test to see whether the artificial intelligence is actually intelligent. It's why can't I say that word? Cognitive, and it's just aware. It's actually like a living piece of robotics. And yeah, the movie plays kind of like a very claustrophobic sci-fi mind game where you have characters that you don't really know what their agendas are running into each other, and it's like he said, she said, and it's just a very, very interesting sci-fi tale. I saw this movie last night. I really wanted to see it on opening night, but I couldn't. I was not feeling well, and yeah, I am very, very pleased with this movie. It pretty much lived up to my expectations 100%. Alex Garland is a director to watch for. He's been around these films, so it's been a while that he's had his hand in it. But like, if this is his directorial debut, this guy is gonna go places, and he's gonna keep making sci-fi that is fresh and original and just really well thought out. This movie is a character study more than anything. It just has like Domhnall Gleeson, who's trying to like understand whether Ava, the AI, is actually building kind of like a personal connection, or if the AI is attempting to use him for something. And then you have Nathan, played by Oscar Isaac again, who is just kind of not there, who's socially awkward, and you can tell that like all his time being in isolation has really affected him. The movie has a very kind of creepy atmosphere. It is very tense and strange, and it always just feels very off. Something feels very wrong all the time, and it's brilliant. It is really, really impeccably done, and I have to say, I was kind of... This is a movie that like I couldn't take my eyes off the screen. There was a couple times that I had to pee during the movie, and I wouldn't. It was like, in movies when there's like lulls, like in Fast and Furious, there's like lulls where it's like, okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. This movie has none of that. It has no downtime. It's like everything that they're giving you is important to the story, and it's very interesting. I've heard complaints that this movie is essentially kind of like a 2-hour TED Talk, like a film version of a TED Talk, and I wouldn't totally argue that. I think mainstream audiences, this again is a kind of an indie movie, a bigger budget indie movie, but an indie movie nonetheless. It is a little slow. It is a little slow for my taste. It could have been 15 minutes shorter. I'm a very big on like, if your movie isn't fast paced, it needs to be like an hour and a half. If the movie moves at a cool pace, or it's like just packed full of ideas, then it can. And this movie, there wasn't a lot. You're pretty much following these three characters in this facility for 7 days it's an hour and 50 minutes, and it was just a little bit long for me. But otherwise, I don't mind slow movies. I just mind slow movies that are long. It just makes them feel longer. The cinematography in this movie is incredible. It is super slick. It is just fucking visually beautiful. It's so gorgeous. The locations, everything they filmed it. I think they filmed in Denmark in a hotel. I think that's what this house is. But it is just meticulously done. Very, very amazing, like, attention to detail. I have a minor complaint, and I don't know if it was like a directorial stylistic choice or if it was just a fuck up. But a lot of this movie is out of focus, and it kept bothering me. There was a lot of times where you have nature, and you'd have like Oscar Isaac and Domhnall Gleeson talking, and some like trees next to them would be in focus, but they would be completely out of focus. And I noticed it like on multiple occasions. So there's like a part of me that wonders if that was like a stylistic thing or if they just needed a better AC. But yeah, no, the movie is fantastic. It is super slick, and the acting is incredible. Everyone, I think I need to give this girl some credit. I do not know her name. She is new. Okay, Alicia Vikander. I know she was in movies like Son of a Gun, and I'm not sure what else she's been in lately. I know that she's new. She is absolutely incredible as Ava. She gives off this like very human yet out of touch performance, and it is something very, very incredible. It's very powerful, and it's very eerie at times. A lot of the AI stuff is very, very creepy, and it just like it borders like a weird line. Oscar Isaac is slowly becoming one of my favorite actors of all time, at least, or not of all time, but like of this day and age. He is such a powerhouse in every movie he's in. I just bought A Most Violent Year, and I watched it in January, and I watched it again a couple days ago, and it's just so fucking good because of him. He's so good, and he's playing kind of a different role this time. He's kind of this incredibly like clever scientist who acts almost kind of like a surfer dude who's just kind of like, what's up, man, like, bro, and he's just very kind of socially awkward, as if he hasn't been around people for a while, and it's very, very well done. Plus there's a dance scene in this movie that is just goofy, and it'll make your day. Domhnall Gleeson is good. He's a very good actor. I'm excited that we're like starting to see him more. I'm excited to see him in Star Wars. He's really solid in this. All three of the leads just completely nail their roles, and they're all just as good as the next. It's a character driven movie. And finally, the soundtrack. The score for this movie is fantastic. It's very cool sci-fi, very slick, and it kind of really gets you in the mood of what they're trying to say to you. Overall, I thought Ex Machina was a fucking fantastic movie. It's probably one of the best sci-fi movies I've seen in years. It's like, move over Terminator. I don't want another Terminator movie. I got Ex Machina. It's a cool. It's kind of like a cool small version of Terminator without the action, but I love it. It's fantastic. I'm gonna give Ex Machina a 9.5 out of 10. This is a very, very solid movie with it's just a tad too long. That's the only thing I complain about. And that's barely even a complaint. So, Ex Machina, I know it goes nationwide on Friday. Check that out. You will love it if you love sci-fi. Down below is the link to my Twitter. I talk about movies and stuff all the time. Follow me for more updates and stuff like that. And leave comments, like, subscribe. Leave some comments. Tell me what you think. If you've seen Ex Machina, if you're looking forward to Ex Machina, I would love to hear your guys' opinions. And, as always, thanks for watching, guys.